So
then you start up Hard Body, right?
yeah, so
And this is as you're a salesman, you're starting the company, or you're just like, I'm leaving the sales job, going to start Hard Body?
So I was always into fitness, and I always played sports. I was a hockey player growing up and everything, all through high school. Could have played college, but there's some of the dark stories for another time.
Sound washed up.
But was always into fitness. Loved being in shit. But in the restaurant when I was working 14 hours, I wasn't getting out of work and going to the gym. It was kind of like what we were just talking about. But when I got into sales and I was working 9 to 5, and you know what? If I didn't want to work until 5, I didn't have to. If I earned a ton of sales and money, I could bang out at noon. But then I started making it a priority to get to the gym. My inside counterparts at this company knew, don't call me after 4. If you call, I was probably like on the bench. I was lifting weights, like
powerlifting for the most part. Or?
No, just classic bodybuilding movements. Cool. I'm not a power lifter.
You're not a Mike Rosa.
No, he's a beast. That's my dude. But just it started becoming a priority. So then when you do that, all your other habits change. Just started to drink less after a while, and then started eating food
more disciplined.
Yeah, that I always knew how to eat right. I mean, there was a nutrition class in the Cordon Bleu. I always knew the right way, but in high-end restaurants, healthy food wasn't that fun. So anyway, my life started to change into that, and then I did concept a full-service sort of high-end restaurant halfway through my sales life, and took it all the way to the end. Had a lease in hand for a beautiful spot, one of those newly renovated, mill buildings in Haverhill where I live, and we're going to do a cool restaurant. I had an investor, my brother. He was also the builder, so he's going to, But anyway, probably for good reason that didn't go through right before signing the lease. So then I started thinking about what's next, and kept going with my own health and fitness. And then I started noticing these meal prep companies. I didn't know what meal prep was. I just prepped my own. I was a chef, and I don't know what the hell meal prep. You just cook your food. And I saw meal prep companies, but they all looked like they were like gym guys that were grilling chicken, shitty, dry stuff for their buddies, right? Meal prep. And I'm like, I could do that, but I could make it taste good. And, and not sell frozen meals packaged and shipped across the country. And I'm like, that's interesting. And then, seed was planted, and then it didn't take long, and I wrote a business plan, and then the name just fell out of my mouth one day. I was like,
Hard
Body Meals. And then I Googled it. I'm like, does anybody have that name? and it wasn't out there. Nobody had it. I was like, cool. And so
let's get that trademarked.
Yeah, which I haven't done yet. If anybody steals that, I'll choke you. But
I would do it literally today.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Today. Yesterday.
Yeah.
So then, but I didn't, I didn't have I was a chef, salesperson, whatever, but I still didn't have this huge bank account behind me or any investors or mommy and daddy loaded with money to invest in their boy, so I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? So, I just started looking around, where could I go? How could I do this? How can I just prep meals for people that, that are trying to, change what they're doing and eat healthy? And I'm like, I have the chef name. People trust that I can cook. So anyway, long story short, I found a place that I could start cooking meals for just a portion of their rent and using their kitchen in off hours.
No way.
Yeah. So I didn't buy a restaurant. I didn't. You
found a kitchen.
I found a kitchen, and
Where is this, in Haverhill?
It was in Haverhill. It's a little breakfast place, and he only used his kitchen till 2 in the afternoon, and then it sat until the next morning. I was like, dude,
home run.
I was like,
kind of like the back of this warehouse.
Sick.
Yeah, exactly.
This is sick. Yeah. Yeah. So, he was excited to save half, because I told him I'd give him half. I'm like, what do you pay? I'm like, I'll give you half, but I got to start paying next month after I earn my first few sales. I'll pay for this month at the,
And this was just some diner breakfast joint.
Yeah, a little spot. And I was like, I need a little bit of storage, and I need, he's like, yeah, great, half my rent. And so that lasted 2 weeks. And then we just started taking over his kitchen, and he was like, oh man, I think you guys got to go.
And you're like, shit, we just
like
got started.
it did take, you know, we set up an Instagram page and, you know.
And what are you cooking when you start? And who are you giving it to?
So, I mean, local athletes. It was just like, just local people. I mean, we started on Instagram and just like telling people. So, you know, we realized we had to at least reach from where we were in Haverhill, at least to the city, at least to Boston. So we were like, hey, Boston area meal prep company, we'll deliver all over. So it was myself and a friend of mine, and he was like, he set up the social media, and, you know, he was going to drive the food around, and I was cooking the food, and we set up a little schedule, and you had to email your orders to us. We didn't have a website. We just had social media, and you could email.
So you just like threw it at the wall. Let's see if this works.
Threw it at the wall. I wrote a menu. You know, I did understand how to cook clean and not add fats and sugars and stuff. But this has all evolved. We've been in business 2.5 years now. So then we learned that you could build a website for short money, like yourself, with no coding and you know, we didn't know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So we built a little website, and then I was like, and we intertwined that with a credit card processing thing. And
so what, did you get a new spot after that?
so, I mean, we started looking right around that downtown strip in Haverhill where we are. I'm like, somebody else has got to let us do this with a bigger kitchen. I mean, these guys know me. I'm from here. They know that I'm a good chef and I'm going to take care of their place. And I've been here and been on this TV show and this, you know, nobody wanted to give up half their kitchen. Nobody had that sweet deal. Like they had done it too. I would never want anybody in my kit. I've actually since had people come and ask me, and I've tried to like give back and like come up with a way to let them, just because somebody did that for me. So we outgrew it in 2 weeks, but we dragged it out. We stayed there for 2 months, and then we found something fell in my lap. A good friend of mine that I came up in the restaurant industry said, hey, I'm opening this new restaurant up in Hampstead, New Hampshire. You should come check it out. I'm like, well, I don't really have a reason to check it out. I started a business. And then I went up there, and then he introduced me to the chef, and the chef was like, he told him that I cook. He's like, you want a job? And I was like, well, no, I'm not looking for a job. He's like, yeah, but Kevin says you're a chef. He's like,
is he a French dude?
No, Colombian dude. Awesome guy. But so he's trying to get me to come open this restaurant with him, and I'm like, yeah, no. I was like, how about this? I was like, let me use your brand new equipment, newly renovated space. They had just finished building it, but they weren't open. They had months still to go to get things developed. I said, why don't you do this? Let me use your beautiful brand new kitchen to prep my meals and run my little business, and I'll help you in my extra time open your restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was joking. I was joking with the guy. He's not going to go for it. Who would go for it? And he's not the owner. He can't make that decision. He goes, done. We make it happen. And I was like, yeah, okay, go ask your boss. We'll see.
So then you just move up there and operation starts?
Yeah, he went to the boss. My friend Kevin told them who I was, where I came from. They did a little research, you know, stalked online and this and that. And they're like, yeah, we'll take this guy. And so that one lasted a little longer, like closer to a year. I mean, we outgrew our space there in like 6 months. You know, we were supposed to go there in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to be done by the time they started cooking lunch.
And you were there all day, right?
Not in the beginning. So I would change my uniform and then I would work their restaurant, and I helped the chef, and, you know, I was like his right-hand man. And, you know, so as I was trying to grow my business, I was opening their new restaurant with them, and we opened, and it was successful. And we did, you know, I was doing hard body during the day, and I was doing wine dinners at night. Like it was ridiculous.
Whoa, that's that hustle.
Yeah, bro.